Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IAS. So as part of our daily series, today also we will look into few of the important news that was part of your Hindu as well as taken from PRB. Okay, so let's get started then. So the first one is specifically with respect to missiles. So nuclear capable Agni P missile was test fired. So P stands for prime. Okay. So Agni P basically a new generation advanced variant of Agni class of missiles. So we have a class of missiles like Prithvi class of missiles, Agni class of missiles. So Agni P is a part of Agni class of missiles, a new generation, advanced, and it has a range capability of between 1000 to 2000 kilometer. Okay, and a new generation nuclear capable ballistic missile Agni P was successfully test fired by the DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, from the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island, Balasur, of the coast of Odisha. Okay, so as I said, this is advanced. So various new technologies have been incorporated, like composites, propulsion system, innovative guidance and control mechanisms, state of the art navigation systems. So these all new technologies have been introduced into the missile. Okay, and Agni P missile, so the importance of this is, this will strengthen India's credible deterrence capabilities. So we'll discuss what is the importance of that. So another thing, Agni class of missiles, as I said, we have class of missiles. So we have Agni class of missiles are the mainstay of India's nuclear launch capability, which also includes Prithvi short-range ballistic missiles. So variation in Agni and Prithvi with respect to range and all. And we also have submarine launched ballistic missiles. So missiles which have been launched from the oceans through submarines, okay, and fighter aircraft also, through which you can launch the ballistic missiles. Okay, and the longest Agni series is Agni 5. Okay, international continental ballistic missile with a range of over 5000 kilometer, and it has been already tested several times and is validated for induction. So recently, if you have already seen, over the past years, India has also operationalized its submarine based nuclear launch capability, completing the nuclear triad. So here the importance of all this is, see, India has no first use policy. Okay, no first use policy with respect to nuclear weapons. So we are not we have nuclear weapons, and it is mainly used as a deterrence. So deterrence in the sense to deter enemies from having a nuclear attack on the India. Okay, so it is used as a deterrence. So India will not make a first move. So no first in the sense India will not use nuclear weapons on first time on any card. It will only use in retaliation. Okay, so when we say retaliation in the sense, so only after the particular country attacks, then we will retaliate. Till then, we are not going to use nuclear weapons. So when you say this, when your policy is like that, it is important that you have a capability to retaliate, right? So you are saying massive retaliation once if any nation attacks. So massive retaliation is possible only when you have capability, nuclear relaunch capability and all these things through various modes, from land, from air, from oceans also. So that is what the nuclear triad, from submarine also, from land also, from air also. So that is how India's nuclear launch capability in from three dimensions was completed. That is what we refer it as nuclear triad. And this is, as it is said, this is especially important given India's no first use policy, while reserving the right to massive retaliation if struck with the nuclear weapons first. So to retaliate, so these all nuclear capable ballistic missiles enhance India's nuclear retaliation capability. So that is how uh, it is further strengthen India's credible deterrence capabilities. So we are developing nuclear weapons only to deter any nations to attack on us. So other nations will be deterred when they already come to know that India has retaliation nuclear capability, right? So this is how these all nuclear capable Agni P missiles and all enhancing India's nuclear retaliation capability. So that is how it is important. And recent years also, in 2020, DRDO successfully test fired around K4 ballistic missile. It was submarine launched, okay, a range of 3500 kilometer, And once indexed, these missiles will be mainstay of Arihant class of indigenous ballistic missile nuclear submarines. Okay, ship submersible ballistic nuclear SSBN long form is. So we have a submarine, nuclear submarine. So through that you will be launching the missiles. So that K4 missile will be inducted into the submarines. Okay, as of now K15 missiles are there with a range of 750 kilometers. So you will be having K4 also on the submarine that have higher range up to 3500 kilometer range. So this all becomes important, keeping in mind no first use policy of India with respect to a nuclear doctrine. Okay, so fine. So next one, with respect to a stimulus package, government has come out with a new stimulus package of around 6.28 lakh crore economic stimulus package. Okay, so Finance Minister Nirmala Sitaraman announces relief package of Rs 6,28,993 crore to support Indian economy in fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Yes, so stimulus package is needed. So government has come out with a relief stimulus package, and around 17 measures have been announced. So this already includes already announced measures like additional subsidy of DAP and PK fertilizers. So if you're following our series, we have already covered this, and also includes Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. So this was also covered in our current affairs series. So it has been extended for a period of 5 months, right? So these two programs are also part of this 17 measures. So around 17 measures, few of the important things we will go through it just in brief. Okay, so the first one is with like 1.1 lakh crore loan guarantee scheme for COVID affected sectors. Okay, so different sectors of economy have been affected. So a part of this, around 50,000 crore for health sector, and around 60,000 crore for other sectors including tourism. Okay, then around additional 1.5 lakh crore for emergency credit line guarantee scheme. So this scheme was introduced in the last year after COVID hit in the during the first wave itself. So now additional 1 lakh crore has been provided, and additional amount has been provided under this scheme to provide credit line guarantee to various needy people. Then credit guarantee scheme, to new scheme has been come out, credit guarantee scheme to facilitate loans to 25 lakh persons through microfinance institutions. Okay, so this is also been come out with. Then financial support to more than 11,000 registered tourist guides or travel and tourism stakeholders. Then we have free 1 month tourist visa to first 5 lakh tourists. So this has been also announced. Then again we have 29 varieties of biofortified crops for nutrition, climate resilience, and other threats to be dedicated to the nation. See, biofortified crops, nutrition, malnutrition is an issue. So we need whatever the food has been consumed should be nutrient rich. So to overcome the deficiency of nutrition, biofortification is employed, where you're artificially enhancing the nutrition content of the food. So that kind of crops we refer to as biofortified crop. So that will help us overcome nutrition problem, climate issues, those things. So that is also announced as a part of this. And arrest around 23,000 crore for public health, with emphasis particularly on children and pediatric care. Okay, so as meeting particular aspects. Then revival of Northeastern Regional Agriculture Marketing Cooperation with package of around 77 crore rupees. Okay, so these are all the measures. There are 17 measures, as I said. A few things we should know. Okay, and then importance again, whenever economy goes down, when the cycle goes down, it has to be the government. So private sector will not be willing to spend. The government has to boost the economic activities. That is why government has come out with a stimulus package. Then next article taken from PIB, India to become Atmanirbhar in phosphatic fertilizers. So government has come out with an action plan to make India Atmanirbhar in rock phosphate, the key raw material in DAP and NPK fertilizers. So you know the importance of fertilizers for agriculture. So government also provides huge subsidy with respect to fertilizers also. And recently a subsidy on DAP for around 14,000 crore additional amount has been incurred, and this was also a package as a COVID relief stimulus package. It was part of that. Okay, so government is now ready with the action plan. What this action plan aims to, it aims to commercially exploit and ramp up the production in existing 30 lakh metric ton of phosphorite deposits. Okay, we have deposits, so you have to commercially exploit them. So where do you find the deposits? In Rajasthan, central part of peninsular India, particularly Hirapur, Madhya Pradesh, Lalitpur, UP, Mussoorie Syncline, Kadapa Basin. So we have reserves. You need to exploit this. So technology and coordination with all the Geological Survey of India, all are necessary. That has to be done. Then what is the main intention of the task is to minimize the import dependency of costly raw materials imported from abroad and make it accessible and affordable to farmers. Why? Because internationally you are importing, so imports are susceptible to fluctuations in international prices, so prices may go up. So as we say na, DAP, so price has gone up, international prices, so government now has to give additional subsidy. So additional subsidy. So to avoid all these situations, we have to be less import dependence. So that is why we need to boost domestic production. That is why the action plan is. So rock phosphate is the key raw material for DAP and NPK fertilizers. And as of now, India is 90% dependent on imports. Okay, so volatility in international prices affects the domestic prices of fertilizers and hinders the progress and development of the agriculture sector in the country, and also affect government's exchequer. So there is a need to expedite the exploration and mining of available rock phosphate reserves in India. So remember the importance why we are going for action plan. 90% of imports, so subject to volatility in international prices, and need to also remember the places where you are likely to find rock phosphate reserves, phosphorite deposits. Rajasthan, central part of peninsular India, particularly MP and UP. Okay. So that was it for today. You can also download the PDF of this document in the link that is shared below, and do download Topper IAS Institute app so that you can watch such kind of n number of videos. Thank you.